Welcome back to another beautiful day on the Finca.
Yeah, welcome back everyone.
It's a little bit chilly, but we've got beautiful blue skies. You see the gorgeous mountain behind us. Yeah, what we're on today.
Well, you're going to the vet.
I've got to go to the vet again with Tabby, hopefully the last time.
Hopefully the last time, yeah.
And I need to do a big shop as well, which is not very exciting, but so I think I'm going to go to the vet, bring Tabby back, and then go back shopping, because it's not fair to leave her in that little cat box whilst I'm at the shops. And as I say, I've got a big shop to do, so
yeah.
She cries all the time, all the way there in the car, all the way back, so I'll just make it as painless as I can for her. So
yeah,
that's me like today. Not going to get much done.
Not to worry, because I'm going to be cracking on up there. It's over there with our little hayloft conversion, and getting the unit, a bit more work on the unit, hopefully getting the sink and the hob fitted and operational.
That would be good. We can cook up there tonight. Cook up there,
yeah. Not just on the fire. We tend to cook on the fire a lot as well, but we'll have a little stove next to it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just crack on.
And we're off again. I'll catch you later.
So I'm outside in my outdoor workshop. Been messing about on the table saw to make a trim, and all I've done, I've just cut this. Can you see that at an angle there? This is going to go against the wall, and that'll slope down to the worktop. That's the plan. Always leaves a few saw marks in it, so I'm going to sand it all down, and well, two of them. I've actually made two of these, and then go and see what it looks like. Right, so he's going to sit across the back there, like that. I need to mitre that corner out, because the wall's not 45 degrees, 90 degrees even. It's about 77, something like that. All I've done, I've just drawn a line perpendicular from the corner. I'll show you actually. Too long. So I've drawn a line that's going to be my cut line there, and then I'll cut this, drop it in place, and then I'll lay my other piece. I'll lay this over the top of it, and then I can draw the same line on my other piece, if that makes sense. And then I need to trim the other end to the right length as well. So first job, I'll go and cut that angle. Right, so that's the first cut done in the corner there. Now I need to mark this end and cut that to length. Then that piece is done. Then we can work on this other side here. It takes forever doing these finishing little bits and stuff like that. 50 times up and down stairs. I don't want to bring my saw up here, obviously, because we're trying to keep the dust out now. And well, yeah, come measure, go down, cut it, come back. I might actually mark this end at the same time and go and cut that as well. May as well make sense, wouldn't it? So all I've done, if you can see, is laid that piece on top of that one. I'm just going to draw a line down the joint now, and that'll give me the angle to cut for that one, hopefully. Thinking about it, I'm actually going to cut my corner angle first, just to be sure, and I can cut this later. So I'll go and chop that, and we'll come back up again and mark this side and go back down and cut that, and I should be able to cut both of these at the same time. Don't know if you can make that out on there, but if I do say so myself, it's not a bad angle. What I'm going to do, I'm going to seal under the tiles. You can see better there. I'm going to seal. Oh, I'm going to squeeze in here. Let me zoom you out a little bit. Out. That's it. I'm going to seal under the tiles there, and then stick this wood in, pin it in place, and then run a thin seal along the top of the things there. So I need to get them cut to length now. This end just needs a little bit nicking off it, and then I need to oil this bit as well. I'm going to oil this before I fix it too, and I need to oil this bit as well because I couldn't do it because it was stood upright and I couldn't get into the gap. So I'll mark the other side, I'll mark this side, I'll mark the other side, and then I'll go and cut them both. I've changed my mind again. I do this all the time. Sometimes when you're doing things, other ways become more obvious or apparent. What I'm going to do, I'm still going to nail this on, but I'm just going to put a bead of glue all the way underneath it, so any moisture that does get onto there, the glue will stop it. And I'm just going to put a thin bead of super white sealant, the same as I used in the bathroom, all around the top where it meets up to the tiles. So again, no water can get behind there. I'm going to oil this when it's in place. As I say, I need to do this joint when that's open. And if I do get any on this top, because it's got such a thick coat on it, it'll just wipe off. So I think that's the next thing to do. So I'll go and get my glue, get the nail gun, and get it whacked into place. So I've got my glue, I've got my nail gun. I'm just going to put a bead, I'll just flip this over. I'm going to put a bead on the back of there and then just flip it back into place, and then fire some nails in it. Let's get it done. Excellent stuff. First one's in. Little bit of glue came out, but it just wipes off. Make sure you've got a good seal though. Right, and I'll get the other side done. Right, so they're both in all the way around. Lovely. Think about the ends here. Put that bit on there. It's the off cut off this one. Just stick that there. That'll look alright, I think. And the other end, similar. I'll spin the camera around a little bit. But it because this comes up and down, I'll put a strip, I think I'll just put a strip down the edge, but I'll just chamfer it off enough to allow this to move up and down, if that makes sense. And then obviously the shelf's going on the top. Someone suggested a shelf on that side as well. Not sure, maybe a mini one or something, possibly, that might work. Because the problem is we've got the hob's going to be here, but I'll probably do the shelves after, so I can put the hob in and see how a shelf over the top. Let me turn the camera around a little bit for you, sorry. Yeah, a shelf will definitely work over the sink here, but maybe a small one on this side, but it's going to be over the hob. Like I said, I'm going to get the hob in and the sink in hopefully today. Then we can kind of get a look at how it's going to work. Shannon's going to paint this bit up as well, don't worry. it's from where that ring was that's by the fireplace. We had to take it out to get the kitchen bit in. So I think first of all, yeah, I'm going to cut this one off, get it ready, and have a look at making something for the other side there. Right, so that end piece is cut. I'm going to have to oil that before it goes in place. And for this end, I've got this, going to need a bit of extensive sanding. I need to rip it down to the thickness of the tiles and cut it to length. And then figure out I need to have a good chamfer on it to allow it that thing to open and close. So I'll go and cut it, trim it first, and then see what I need to take off it.
Well, we're home. She's had her stitches out. Still a little bit of infection there, so the vet said would I take her back in a month just for a checkup. She was very good. Just the very last stitch that was right inside her ear, she didn't like that at all. But yeah, she's fine. We've had a cuddle. She's had some milk because that's her favourite thing. And yeah, she's all good. I don't know whether you can see her ear. Probably not on the camera, but good girl, Tabby. Good girl.
I'm back outside again. I'm just going to cut this to length and then run it through the saw to get the right width that I need. helps if you have the saw blade high enough. Excellent. Now it just needs a good sanding down. I'll take that in the workshop and get the sander on it. I'm just going to clamp it in the vise to sand it. I've got these soft jaws, they're called. They've got rubber facing on them so it doesn't mark the wood. We'll do that side first. And our sander, no doubt. Lovely. Right, I'll keep flipping it over till it's all done. There it is. What started off as a scabby off cut is now a really nice piece of wood. Right, let's go and see how that fits. That's quite nice actually. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take 45 degrees off this bottom corner here to see if that'll allow me to come up and down clearly. I can always take a bit more off, but I'm going to try that first. Now that works a treat. He's going to go there like that. And then this up and down perfectly. Fantastic. Right, I think I need to get the oil out and get these two bits oiled and get this oiled and get this trim oiled. Great stuff though, we're getting there. It takes so long, this stuff, so much messing about. I must have been up and downstairs 1,000 times. And silly me, I just remembered I've got to put my new door handles on. I've taken the old ones off. They should go exactly into the same hole, that way up. I remembered with the linseed oil because I didn't know if these would be as wide, but they are, so I don't need to touch up the oil. So we'll get them in, see what these look like. Hopefully Sharon will be happy, she's gone shopping now. Pretty nifty in it, that's alright. And yes, it looks better as well. Right, I'll stick the other one on and then go and get my linseed oil. So here we are, the magic stuff to transform this. I've got a smaller brush than usual. It's just a cheap one though. We don't like to use cheap brushes because they tend to shed bristles everywhere. But a 2.5 inch brush is a bit excessive for what I need here. So I'll get all these done, and a few people have actually suggested making a door for the fridge as well. We've had a chat about it. We're going to leave it as it is for now. 2 reasons. One, we don't mind it, and 3 reasons actually. 2, you're going to have to open 2 doors to then get into the fridge, and number 3, probably the most important one, this is actually angled here, tapered back, so to fit a door in could be a bit tricky, and it was never designed to have a door. Anyway, enough waffle. I'll get this painted and then see what it looks like. And there we go, that's really finished it off nicely around the edge of the worktop anyway. Happy days. Well, that's us for today. I can't believe it's taken me nearly all day to do that, fiddling about, but it's really coming along. And we'll pick it up again in the morning. Now we're going to go walk the dogs, etc, feed everything. So we'll see you in the morning. It's the morning, another beautiful, sunny, cold morning. We've got visitors coming this afternoon. It's actually a subscriber who bought a place in Almeria. I don't think it's quite as bad a state as this, but they're coming to have a look and pick our brains a little bit. So I don't know how much we're going to get done, but I'm going to see if I can get the sink in and maybe the hob. I've not got that much time, but at least if I can get the sink in, that'll be another bit of big progress. So it comes with these little clips, and there's holes around the edge. I'll see if I can show you. You see there, and these clips just clip in like that, and then locate the tag in the hole. Then they go all the way around. You can't see that, can you? The wrong way around. Sorry. They just clip in like that, all the way around, and then you just drop it in and tighten it up. There's a seal to go on it as well, which I'm going to affix to the underside there, and that should work quite well. So I'll get all the clips in and get my seal on, and come back to you in a moment. Okay, so all my clips are on. This one's going to be interesting to tighten up because it's right at the back there against the wall. I'm sure we'll find a way. So I'm just going to stick the seal on now. I'm going to start in the middle of a straight bit actually. That's it. And just working round. Like so. So I'll get that done. Then all we do, another one of my alls, is flip it over. And you can see the seal around the outside there, and pop him in. He says. Some things are easier said than done. That's it. There we go. Make sure he's positioned where we want him. There's a tiny little bit of play in the hole, but not a lot. And I'll check it from underneath, make sure it's where I want him, and then all we've got to do then is tighten all those screws up. That'll lock it into place. If anyone's wondering why I didn't put the taps in before I dropped it in, I can actually easily get to them underneath, and there's a fixing right behind where the taps are going to come through, which I'd have difficulty tightening that up with the taps in place. But I said they're easy enough to get to underneath after. I've got plenty of space in my cupboard, I've got a big enough door. So, right, I'm going to get these tightened up. Right, well, after an epic under cupboard struggle, it's in. They're an absolute nightmare to tighten up. They've got crossheads on them. I found it better in the end to use a flathead wherever it is. Yeah, but bit of a struggle, but it's in. Next, I can collect up the waste and look at getting the taps in, but I think our visitors are due to arrive any time now, so I'll come back to you in a little bit.
Well, our visitors have just gone. It was lovely to meet you, Amanda and Dave, two of our YouTube subscribers who are in the process of buying their own house down in Almeria, that needs a bit of work doing to it. So she wanted to come and pick our brains and obviously have a look at this place at the same time. And she's given us these lovely jars of jam and marmalade. Apparently she makes them all herself and sells them, a bit of a sideline. So we've got gin, lemon and ginger, brandy pumpkin and Christmas spice, and whiskey orange and ginger marmalade. How lovely is that? So thank you so much, Amanda, and it was lovely to meet you, and best of luck with your own property. So the observant amongst you may have noticed that when we did this wall, we left that rusty old nail in there. Two reasons. The first one is that when we tried to take the ring out of the wall over there, it left a great big hole because it was so big, it was in so deep. And And secondly, because we thought, well, it's an original feature, we'll hang something on it. So then I remembered this. Can you see that? I bought this 2 years ago when I was in the UK with my mum, local charity shop, walked in, and that was on the shelf. And I thought, that is absolutely perfect. First thing for our new home. The adventure starts here, folks. So, we'll hang it on the wall. Get it straight. There we go.
Right, okay, so where were we? Lovely people, lovely to meet you, Amanda and Dave, and we've met some fantastic people through this channel. One good thing that's come out of it. So now my sink's in, I'm going to plumb up the waste and then see if we can get the taps on. If you remember, this is how I left it. The sink waste is there, the pipe for the waste is sticking out, and the two connectors for the taps. So I'm going to get the waste on first. Alright, so that's in, that's easy enough. It just pushes onto the pipe and screws onto the sink. I'll put some water in it so we don't get any rogue smells coming up. Right, let's see, get these taps on. I keep calling that waste, it's a trap, isn't it? And taps, I keep calling these taps, they are taps in Europe, but in the States they call it a faucet. So there you go. So let's see if we can get the tap faucet in place. It comes with its own little fitting kit. Pretty simple. That goes underneath, they go through there, the things go in there, and it just bolts together. So I'll get it assembled and show you. Right, I didn't explain that very well at all, did I? Right, okay, so the two connectors go on. That's a hot, that's a cold. Then there's a little O-ring there that goes in where this sits onto the top. There's a little groove there, and then this threaded rod comes through, and on the bottom that goes underneath the sink. I just dropped my O-ring. That goes underneath the sink, and then this little nut goes onto the thread. So all I've got to do is drop it through with the O-ring in place, put that through there. Got them all thumbs at the moment. Either slides onto there like that, the connector's inside it, and then we just tighten it up. So right, I need to free up some hands. Let's see if I can get that on. Right, okay, it's all tight. Tap connectors are on, and water's coming out of the tap. We have no leaks at the moment, we shouldn't get any, but obviously we'll keep checking. So it's taking shape nicely. Sink's in, all done, complete. Now next is the hob that's going in here. But again, we've reached the end of the day, it's time to water and walk everything. So I'll pick it up again in the morning. Okay, so it's the next day, the next morning. Time for the hob to go in. First time I've looked at this, but depending on where you are in the world, in Europe, and what kind of gas you're using, you have to change the injectors which are underneath the burners in here. If you can see that, I can lift it up. The inside there. In Spain we use butane or propane at 30 millibars pressure. So I need to change the nozzles, different sizes for these four. Here there's a table in the book that tells you what size each one should have. So I need to go and get a little small socket and see if I can get these out. Right, so according to my chart, the smallest one, the auxiliary as they call it, for butane, propane, butane we're using here because you get a better calorific value from it, should be 0.5 millimeters. So I take my little thing here and it's that end one there. So all I've got to do is pop this out says. Something easier said than done. There we go. And then hopefully get the new one in. It'll stay in there. Right, it's slid right on my socket now. Right, I'll get these done and I'll come back to you in a minute. I'll fiddle about with it, it could take a while. Right, so that's done. Sharon's not having a good week this week, along with the vets, and yesterday she had to go meet somebody, do something, and today she's got another meeting with someone, so it's taking a bit of time out, but it's an American trailer, a big American caravan that we used to sell. She's selling for someone, the last one, and so she's had to go meet someone about that today. But not to worry, I'm going to take this cover off now because you can't get it off with all the things in place. In fact, it looks as though I need to take these screws out to get it off as well. So I'll start taking it to bits to get the cover off. Crikey, what a mission. Right, so the next phase of operations, it's quite nice actually, that, isn't it? Is to get the gas pipe on. It goes onto there, that goes on there. I'm going to put it on first so I don't have to fiddle about with it under there, because it's going to be right back in the corner. So I'll go and get the pipe, it's not even up here, just a moment. Right, so I've got my pipe, he's on my nozzle, I'm just going to tighten up the clip. These pipes have an expiry date on them, usually about 5 or 6 years. So if you are using one, check your expiry dates from time to time. This one's actually one I've had for a while. I used to buy big rolls of it. It's 2024 on it, so I've got a couple of years on it. So I'm going to put this onto this, and then this will fix onto the onto the hob. If I can never get this tightened up. Right, so I'll tighten this up and get it on the hob, and then drop the hob in its hole. Fantastic. Right, I've got my pipe on. I'm actually going to put the reg on and connect it to the gas bottle, which is here. And I'm going to test it because I've got a gas leak detector rather than using soapy liquid. I'm going to test it now, then when it goes in, I know which is good. If I need to do anything to it, I can do it before I put it in. So I'll get it connected up. I know, so the gas is on. And we just wave this about near here. No leaks there, the same there. And just to test it, I'll get some gas out of this one. There we go. It was actually air coming out at first, that's why it didn't go off immediately. Right, so yeah, no gas there. Super, right, happy with that, let's get it in. And of course, I forgot, I need to put the seal around it, just the same as I did on the sink. So before I get it in, I'll stick this on. Right. So eventually, with all that done, we can pop him in his hole. Move these now. Get them bits in first. Okay. It's an exceptionally good fit hole, this. Come on. That's it. Right, it goes in because they had him in the other day. Wonderful. So the next thing we need to do, we've got these brackets that go underneath, just with a screw into each corner to hold them firmly in place. So I'm going to crawl in the cupboard and get these on. Oh, what an absolute mission that was. The one in this corner, if you remember, I built a cabinet inside here for the drawers, so I had to lean right in and try and get the thing in, but we've done it in the end. So now get it all put back together and we'll see if we can get a flame coming out of it. Right, it's in, it's done, it works, look. Right, we have a flame, we have a hob in the apartment. Another momentous occasion. Super.
Well folks, the end of another exciting episode of Think Alive. I've achieved absolutely nothing this week. I've been to the vets, I've had to do a big shop. We had visitors on Tuesday, which was lovely to see them. No, we didn't. Yes, we did. It's Wednesday today. I'm losing track of days. I don't know what day it is, what time it is, what my name is half the time. But Andy's done great guns. We've got a sink now that works. We have a hob that works. Which means I don't have to go downstairs tonight with my coat and woolly hat on to cook dinner in the freezing cold. So that's exciting. And yeah, it's getting there. We're getting there.
Yes, very nearly. Just got to fix these end trims and then shelf. Man, we were talking about the shelf last night.
Yeah.
We need somewhere to put plates and things. So with May, we're still toying with ideas. We were going to put a shelf all the way along there and possibly a small one on here, but I might put a corner shelf in that we can put a plate rack on that'll take the plates and stuff, and then we need to think again about another shelf above it. So probably over dinner tonight we'll sit and look at it.
That's what we do.
It's beautiful though, isn't it? We love it. And you know, have a mess about, have a think, toss some ideas about, and yeah, see what we can come up with. We'll show you in the next, we'll tell you, explain, we'll probably do it in the next video. But yeah, Sharon said that's it for today. It's that time again. We hope you've all enjoyed the video. If you have and you've enjoyed, you know, the videos and you want to follow our progress, consider subscribing to the channel. Little button down there somewhere, red button says subscribe on it, and click the bell next to it, select all, and YouTube will notify you every time we upload a video. It costs absolutely nothing and you'll never miss one. Twice a week, innit?
Yeah.
Thursdays and Sundays. Yeah. Thank you so much to all the people that supported the channel, bought us a beer, it's very much appreciated. And we'll see you on
Sunday.
Sunday? Is it Sunday?
It is Sunday.
Sunday. Crikey, yes, it's Wednesday. This will be out Thursday, so Sunday.
It's all very confusing.
So thanks a lot. See you in the next one.
See you next time, guys.